what's up YouTube? It is Melanie back with Melanie Loves Death Metal, and I'm finally back after I don't know how long I was gone, a couple weeks. And we have a rare collection update, one that I haven't done in a while. All CDs today. I got a bunch of vinyl that I can show you as well. A lot of my pre-orders from months and months ago are finally starting to creep in, and then pretty much the vinyl will be stopped for several months until I've got some money saved up and stuff. So a lot of great underground stuff to talk about today. Some stuff that I've actually had for quite a while and I haven't talked about on here because COVID and all the other shit that's been going on with me. So I'll finally talk about them on here today. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. So this is Chaotian. Chaotian is a band out of Denmark, a death metal band. They're on Dark Descent Records, and I think Masako also did the vinyl pressing of this. So I've actually had this for a while. I got this when it first came out, and I haven't actually gotten around to listen to it until now. This is their first full length. They've had several other EPs and demos out over the last several years that I love and have listened to quite a bit. But yeah, this is their first full length, and it finally is out now. What is this called again? Effigies of Obsolescence, whatever the hell that is. So yeah, Dark Descent Records, CD, really good debut album. It's got that really, like, obviously old school death metal vibe, a little bit of a doominess underground death metal vibe to it. It is very good. I've listened to it about 3 times now, and as far as a debut album, I really enjoy it. So I think this is kind of going a little bit under the radar this year and probably needs to be talked about a little bit more. So definitely check this out. If you're a fan of Chaotian, then you obviously have been waiting for this for a while. Like I said, they've had demos out and little EPs and stuff like that for the last several years. And then finally their full length is out. So really good album, really good solid debut album from them, and I was excited for this to come out, and then just came out around the same time as other albums that I'm going to talk about on here, and unfortunately those got my attention. But again, I finally got around to listening to this. Check this out. Very good band. I can't remember, what was I? Is there a member of this guy in this band that's in somebody else's band too? I can't remember. I didn't look it up before I decided to start recording, but yeah, very good. Check it out. As far as I know, Masako still has black vinyl, and I think the color sold out, and then Dark Descent obviously still has some CDs, and I don't know if there's tapes that were pressed or not. I don't know. So next up is probably going to be a top 10 favorite album this year, maybe even top 5. I've gone back and forth several times between this and another one. In terms of my favorite grindcore album this year, this one just knocked me out as soon as I heard it. It is intense, it's crazy, brutal, it's a lot to digest in one sitting. You have to listen to this several times. This is the new Knoll album, their second full length. Band out of Tennessee. This is called Metaphoric, I think is how you pronounce it. Looks very similar to their other full like interstasis or wherever the hell that was called, that came out last year. So yeah, this finally came. I think the vinyl is delayed until October, at least that's what I saw on Bandcamp. So if you're waiting on the vinyl, I'm sure it's coming. But the CD came, and this is just insanely aggressive grindcore. Just the vocals are insane, man. I don't even know, like, I don't know how this guy does this. I'm exhausted listening to it. It's a simple little bifold there, some lyrics. I forgot his name. We talk about him in our death metal chat, or our metal chat thing that I'm in on Instagram, but just about how crazy of a vocalist he is. And this album is phenomenal. If you love really high-pitched, screaming, aggressive, fast, just shred your head grindcore, you're gonna love this album. And that's pretty much what Knoll is. They just completely tear you apart as soon as you start listening to them. From the very moment that it starts playing its music, it just, your head explodes. It's like face melting head explosion of grindcore. So again, I've been listening to this a ton. This has been one of my favorite albums in the last several weeks that I've been listening to. This has been out for a couple months now, but again, the physicals are finally coming. And just amazing grindcore band. again, fast, aggressive, just crazy, chaotic in the best possible way. Amazing stuff. Definitely check this out. If you're looking for some new grindcore, you gotta listen to Knoll. End of story. Just great band. Next is another one that came out recently within the last like month or two. Came out on Dawn Breed Records and Gurgling Gore, so there's CDs and tapes, and I don't know if there was any vinyl that were pressed. I admittedly didn't look, but I finally got the CD. I finally got around to buying this because I really love this band, and I've talked about them several times on here. If you go way back into my archives of Death Metal Tape Tuesdays and early collection updates, I talk about them in those updates. They also have been on Ken's channel. They played live on one of Ken's channels, like live stream things they did. This is the new Writhing Shadows. This is their first full-length band out of Alabama. Just really, really good, fun death metal of the underground sound. Got a little bit of that, you would almost assume like a war metal vibe just based off of the imagery. But again, it is just a good death metal. Good new school type of death metal. The band is super fun. They are great live. And this album is phenomenal. I absolutely love this album. And again, I finally am getting around to listening to this. Finally got it in the mail a couple weeks ago. Been meaning to talk about it on here, but as you guys know, haven't really been around much. So yeah, I actually got my first ever Gurgling Gore CD. So this is the first time I've ever ordered a CD through Gurgling Gore, and it's, you know, it's CD, it's nice quality. There you go. But there are tapes. I think the tapes might be sold out. Maybe that's why I got the CD. I can't remember. But again, check this out. If you're looking for a new underground death metal band, they need more praise. This is a really, really good album. And of course, warning, Poser Death Eminent. I don't know, just some hype sticker that came on the CD. It's very, very good. So like again, and it was a split release with Dawn Breed Records. I don't remember what Dawn Breed put out for this, but really, really good. It's a quick listen too. It's 8 songs, but it goes by pretty quick. The longest song on here is only 5 minutes long. Everything else is between 2 and 3. So it's a very, very fast listen. Not a whole lot of commitment there. So again, if you're looking for some new death metal, the new Chaotian is very good. And then a couple of other albums I'm about to talk about too. Some other new releases that I'm finally getting around to talk about. This one that I'm about to talk about is one that I've actually really been waiting for a long time. Their promo came out last year on Maggot Stomp, and they're not on Maggot Stomp though, so just stop right there before you decide to hit skip for this video. They're on Central Media, and I feel like it just like kind of went lost, and I don't know what happened, and it just kind of went into the abyss, and then all of a sudden it was like, hey, our new album's out. And this is Vomit Forth with their first full length, band out of Connecticut. Like I said, they had an LP promo on Bag and Stomp, and there's like an EP out there, a demo or something like that out there. But yeah, their first full length on Central Media is officially out. I grabbed the CD because Central Media's prices for vinyls are atrocious. And I think this vinyl was going to be like $35. And then another like $10 shipping, something ridiculous that was gonna pretty much just made no sense. The band is out of Connecticut. Pretty much death metal, brutal death metal, a lot of like sampling. There's a lot of sampling on this album. Somebody I know recently told me that they couldn't stand all the samples on this album, so there's like segues in between songs with samples. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's really good. This album is really good, and I'm surprised at how much I like this album. I think this is going to be a silent sleeper. I think more people need to talk about it. But yeah, and what is this called again? Seething Malevolence? That's what it's called. I don't know. I really like this album. In fact, I've listened to this album a ton since it came out, and I can't believe I haven't talked about it on this channel yet. I've talked about it on my Instagram. I know that. I've been talking to people about it on there a lot. And just some people either really like it, some people are just like, hey, it's okay, or some people absolutely don't like it. And I am in that person, that group of, I really like it. I think it's a great release this year. It's going to be one of my favorites, no doubt, because I've listened to it a ton. And it's good stuff. It's a shitty digibook. You guys know I hate those. But it came intact. And I didn't buy it from Central Media. I got it from, did I get it from Bull Moose? I don't remember, but I try to avert from buying directly from Central Media. there's some stuff around that I just am not a big fan of. So yeah, the new Volume 4, check it out. You'll like it. It's got mixes of brutal death metal. There's just a lot going on there. And it's really good. It's not like your regular meat and bones death metal album. There's layers into it, and there's textures, as I like to say. There's you know, a little bit of technicality in there. There's just a little bit more engineering that they've put in there in terms of the samples and all that other stuff. So it's a really good album. Check it out. Let me know what you think if you've listened to it. But again, I'm surprised I hadn't talked about it yet on here. Next is another one. Again, don't know why I haven't talked about it yet. This is the theme of this video. Another fantastic band that I absolutely love. I've talked about them several times on this channel. If you go back into my archives of Death Metal Tape Tuesday and early collection updates, this band is mentioned in there about 3 or 4 times now, because I do have all of their other EPs and demos that they put out over the last 2 years. This is the new Maul album. It's finally here, the new Maul, the very first full length on Redefining Darkness and then Gurgling Gore. I do have the tape on Gurgling Gore. I'm going to save that for my Death Metal Tape Tuesday video, probably tomorrow, to show you. But I did pre-order the CD first, so I have 2 copies of this, but it's well deserved. The band is out of North Dakota. They're the Midwest death metal band. Just Garrett, the lead singer, is such a fun guy. I follow him on Instagram. I talk to him on Instagram here and there, and just this band, I absolutely love them. This record is so good. It slaps. That's what that's what I wanted to say. It slaps. It's a really, really good debut album. There's a little bit of hype in my head about this. I had a little bit of high expectations, and they met every single criteria that I generally look for or listen for on a death metal record. So this is probably going to be very high up there as one of my favorite albums to come out this year. I absolutely love the artwork. I just love that purple theme. I don't remember who did it. Let me see really quick. I feel like it's not somebody that I know. Collection art. Jason Barnett is the album cover, and also it looks like the synth and sample work on this album, which is done by Mike Colby, who is in Warflurch. So I know that these bands are 2 good friends. They're good friends together. So that's a fun little fact for you guys. So really, really great album. Again, a phenomenal debut. Again, if you're looking for something underground death metal, new band to listen to, please listen to Maul. They are so good. They get me hyped. They've got some stuff out on Frozen Screams. There's a couple of CDs out there. There's a couple tapes out there of their previous EPs and demos that they put out. But this full length checks off all the boxes in terms of death metal, and I absolutely love it. So the theme of this video so far is death metal. New released death metal albums that have come out that I haven't talked about yet that are probably going to be some of my favorites this year. Definitely the Maul is going to be up there pretty high, and then of course I had to throw in some grindcore because that's pretty much just what I've been listening to a lot. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about today is one that I've actually saved for last because it's got a little bit of a sentimental value to me. If you're familiar with Liam from the Death Doom Metalhead, he does have a channel here on YouTube, and he is one of the first like vinyl cassette VCLT YouTuber that I ever subbed to, with the exception of like Ben Brain Smasher and a couple of other guys on here that you guys obviously know that I talk with, and I've been on Marty's stream and stuff like that. I became a big fan of his YouTube last year. I've talked to him quite a bit since then, and he's in this band called Consecration, and they came out with a new album this year, Death Doom, obviously, and they came out with a new album. It is finally in my hands on Redefining Darkness, which again, Redefining Darkness is slaying this year in terms of great releases, and it's finally here. This is called Sinus, I think is how you say it. I probably butchered that. So again, this is their 3rd full length. I don't own any of the other ones because I was not familiar with this band until I met Liam. So I'm really happy I got this. Death Doom, very good album. I've been listening to this a lot. Again, another one of my favorites that's going to come out this year. If you're really into that doomy death metal, definitely check this out. You'll really like it. One little tidbit, and again, this is totally biased. You know, of course, but I do really enjoy the music, and I think the band is phenomenal. So that has to be said. But I am shout out in the liner notes here. So that was one of those like humbling, exciting, I'm beaming ear to ear things, because I don't think I've ever been talked about in a thank yous of an album before. And if I have, I obviously didn't know about it. So I'm in here in one of the very small fine prints if you want to look. So that was pretty cool. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. And I'm really, really excited. I love this artwork right here. And congrats on your release. Again, if you're looking for a new death metal band, they're from the UK, on Redefining Darkness. And I can't remember if there was a vinyl. I should probably look into that. Again, the vinyl stuff I haven't been looking at lately. It's been CDs and tapes mostly, but you can definitely snag this still on Redefining Darkness. And they are shipping, because I did pre-order this a while ago, and I finally got it. So that's it. That's all that I have today. So again, the theme of this is new releases that have come out this year that I finally got around to listening to, and I'm finally getting around to talk about on here. So I'm back. I'm making videos. I'm not traveling for a long time now. I'm over COVID. That was an awful 2 weeks. I was sick for 2 weeks straight, and then I finally was able to test negative and get the hell out of my office. I still have a little bit of symptoms and stuff going on. Got some coughing, got some feeling winded and other things, but I've heard that sticks around for a while. So I am all good. I'm going to start making videos again. Black Metal Monday is way overdue, so I'm definitely going to record one of those for next week as well. I've got a ton of stuff to show. A lot of tapes mostly. I'm going to start doing some more unboxing videos. And the one thing that I recently started doing that I've actually gotten a little addicted to is I started making reels on Instagram, because apparently that's all Instagram is now. They've completely messed up that whole entire app, and it's just reels. And that ended up being like a very smart move on my end, because I've been getting a lot of exposure for that and meeting a lot of new people, and like my Instagram has blown up again. So it's been nice, because it was a little bit dead there. I felt like the algorithm just was off. So I might start uploading some of those reels here on YouTube. It's a little bit tricky though, because on Instagram I use like the music feature that they have, so that way, you know, it's through Instagram, so it's you know, no copyright infringement there. It's stuff that they, you know, similar to TikTok, but if I load them over here on YouTube, it's a little bit trickier to do, because you get those strikes and stuff like that. So I might start doing that and see how long I can go. But a lot of people really enjoyed those videos. It's just pretty much showing off tapes. They're like, I don't know, tape unboxings or whatever. People really like those videos, so I might start posting those over here, so little shorts. I hear shorts are really popular on YouTube now too. So apparently that's just the thing that social media is doing now, are these little tiny videos. So that's all. I'm rambling now. Thank you guys for all the support. The Metal Meltdown, I was on his video last week sometime. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers from that video, so thank you. Welcome to the channel. And I've gotten a lot of new hate from that video. YouTube is a funny space. So again, good stuff. Go over there to the Metal Meltdown, check it out. Robert is awesome. Subscribe to his channel if you're not familiar. And I'm going to be back on Marty's stream. I'm really sorry that I could not make it with Simon a couple weeks ago. So, but I'm coming back sometime this month. I'll plan it with them, but I'm excited to do that again too. So that's all I have. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.